In this tutorial, we are going to discuss the HIPAA Dashboard Claim Payment Master product from HIPAAsuite. Please check the link in the description box of this video to find more information about the HIPAA Dashboard product and how to install it. On the home page, we have statistics for the outgoing and incoming files, the counters to detect the incoming and outgoing files per day, per week, and per month, and the incoming and outgoing error files per month. The first item in our menu is the Lookup Patient History tab, where you can search for any patient in the database while accessing the patient's history. All the patient data is retrieved from the claim payment product because it's a similar product. Here is some information about this patient and all the paid claims for this patient. Each claim has some statistics, like how much the payer paid and how much was charged, the adjusted amount and the allowed amount, which meant the patient's responsibility plus the payer adjudicated amount after adjustment, how much the payer will pay after the adjustment, the payer amount, and the patient responsibility, and some info about the patient. Here we also have the calendar heat map for the service date for the claims, the most frequent procedure, and revenue. The following item is the paid claim tracker. We list all the paid claims in our database. It's the same as the table in the patient history, but for all claims and all patients. So here on the claim payment level, we have each claim, the pay chart, the adjustment amount, the allowed amount, the provider's last name and MPI, and so on. We can access each claim by clicking on the claim number. We are linking the claim master with the claim payment master. So if you have a record for this claim in the claim master, when you click, it will open the claim. You can fetch the claim from the claim master to view the claim details, calculations, and other details. And you can print the claim as previously mentioned, the subtable for the payers for this claim. And so for this claim, for example, we have 3 payers, the payer amount and the paid amount, patient responsibility, and payer plus patient amount. Here are the payments on this claim. And as we mentioned before, the system filters the duplicated claims and the canceled ones and calculates based on that. If the user or the customer finds that, for example, he or she should have included certain claim in the calculation, just by clicking on the tab, it will recalculate the claims for each claim. Here we have the adjustment amount, the adjustment reason, and the description, and hovering over the adjustment reason will list the description for it. As you notice in here, when you click on a certain claim payment, it will list the payment transaction details, the claim line payment. So we can view each claim line payment by clicking on the claim payment line. This table shows the payment transaction details, the file name, the payment amount, and so on. Here on the claim payment level, we view each claim line, and, as a child for this row, the adjustments for this claim line. Okay, so up there we have the adjustment on the payment level. And here we have the adjustment on the line payment level, the claim line payment, although you have the description for each adjustment reason. The following item in the menu is a patient table. This list lists all the patients in our claim payment masters. How many claims does this patient have? How many claims have been canceled for this patient? The total claims charged amount, the patient's total adjudicated amount, and the last date of service. When was the last time that this patient went to the hospital? And we can access each patient's details here by clicking on the patient's ID. So for this patient, for example, these are the claims for payment. This is at the patient payment level. And here, you can access each claim in this patient's history. Here is the service date and also the frequency, the frequent remedies, or the frequent procedures. And you can do that by going to Claim. And for the claim payment detail, you can access any claim, and from the claim, you can access the subscriber from the claim master level. For example, this subscriber ID can be accessed directly from here. The subscriber has a tree, and if they have any dependents, they will have it. They will be listed here. The next item on our menu is the paid claim statistics. So these are some quick statistics about the paid claims. So for example, how many claims are unpaid, how many claims are overpaid, and how many claims are fully paid. This one is for the claim statistics. This chart is mixed between claim payment master and claim master. So it shows how many unpaid claims there are versus how many paid claims there are. So the difference between those is that all claims are paid, but here these claims are underpaid. So they are paid less than expected, and those that are overpaid are paid more than expected. This chart for top payers shows unpaid claims. It's a relationship between how many claims they have in total and the number of unpaid claims. So for example, in the first one, PCPs, it has total claims of 26,114 claims, and it has unpaid claims of 6,025 in the top 20 pages with unpaid amounts. So the total amount versus the unpaid amount for the payer. For example, Blue Cross Blue Shield has a total amount of 657,714 and an unpaid amount of 389,000. And in the last chart for the top 20 partners with overpaid amounts, those are the top partners with overpaid amounts for claims. And you can view any chart in the bar, or you can view it in an area all the way. And here those can be viewed as charts, and you can off certain areas so you can view the others related to each other. Okay, the following item is the Unpaid Claims Aging Report. This table shows the unpaid claims report for each payer. For PCP of taxes, the total unpaid claim amount and access for all those claims, so you can view all the unpaid claims from this payer by clicking on this link. For this payer, you can view the total number of unpaid claims, so it will list all the unpaid claims for this payer. Okay, here are how many claims are unpaid from the last 30 days, and if there are claims, you can click them, and you will view the only claims for the last 30 days that are not paid, then the last 60 days and the count for them, and 90 days, 120, and more than 120. And whenever you have claims in any section, you can view them. If you have unpaid claims that have passed 30 days and here you have a count, you can click on this and it will redirect you to those claims. The following item is the Applicant Response Statistics Report. This is a table for acuity statistics about each payer. The average time for first communication, the average time it usually takes to first pay or something, the minimum time for first invocation, the maximum time, the standard deviation, and the limb count for each payer. The following item is the Provider Payer Metric Received. This table shows rematches received per provider and payer. So for now, the hospital at X location is a provider. Under this provider, there are multiple payers. For each payer per year, you can view the remedies received. Okay. So for example, for Cigna, you have the remits received per 2013 and 14 and 16. So, as I mentioned, it is received by the provider per payer. The next item is service per payer. It shows statistics about procedures and revenue per payer. So here's the procedure code per payer. It shows the average paid per this procedure code, the minimum and maximum paid, and the count of claims paid with the minimum and the count of claims paid with the maximum. And besides the payer, you have the total claims for this procedure. If you click on the payer's name, it will generate statistics for this procedure code, and you will see the paid amount over time. For example, you have the amount of time, and above the table is the average paid, but it's per year. So the same statistics as outside, but instead of the total, it's per year, so it's more detailed than outside. So here, you have the average paid per 2011, 12, and so on. Okay, same table, but for revenue code. So the revenue code per payer shows how many average payers paid and claim counts and so on. So here, for this revenue code or procedure code, you will find a description in the pop-up. When you hover over the code, you will find a description as a tool tab. For this code, those payers had claims with the same code, with the same average payment, the same claim count, and so on and so forth. Click on any payer, and it will generate statistics, but per year. Here for 2017 and 2018 and the paid amount over date. For the one that follow is the same, but instead of per payer, it's per provider. So it shows the procedure code or revenue code, per provider and rendering provider if they exist, and how many average payments, minimum payments, and maximum payments were paid, as well as how many claims were paid at the minimum, maximum, and total. On clicking on the provider, it will show statistics, but only their date per year and the paid amount over the year. Okay, this one, yeah, but there is a difference in that the code itself is clickable. When you click on the code, it will generate a report for this code for all the providers, not for a specific provider. And there are statistics for this code with all providers per year. So you can compare all the providers that you have paid for this code and some statistics below. So for example, in the statistics chart for the top paid provider, the top paid provider for this procedure would cancel the claims. How many providers? The top provider that canceled this claim was this procedure. The paid amount over time is generated for all the years, and you can filter by specific years to generate these statistics. For example, in 2018, so you can view per year or all the years. Same for revenue code. For each revenue code provider, the payment statistics and each provider are clickable to generate the same statistics for this revenue code, and on clicking on the code, the statistics are generated for all providers. That is all the information for now about the Claim Payment Master. Thank you for watching.